What's going on, guys? Oh god, that's gonna be hard.
You better not shout, you better not cry. Konami doesn't care if you've been naughty or nice. Yu-Gi-Oh! Banlist season is here.
What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. So I've been sick for about the last week or so, and I was gonna try to make you guys a video today just to see if I could get back in the groove of things. And then we got a ban list, so I guess if there's any way to just jump back into it, it's gonna be a fucking ban list. So let's just go ahead and just jump right into it. We've been waiting for this list for so long. I don't know what is on this list. We're gonna do our live reactions because I know this is what you guys love. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So looking here, this is on the Europeans page rather than the US. For some reason, the US page hasn't updated, and I guess the European page has been getting us the list earlier for some reason. I don't know why, but I mean, whatever. It's right here though. Last updated on November 30th, so that's today, and then we also have it being effective from December 3rd. Now, why this is interesting is because YCS Milan is next weekend, so that means this list is going to be legal for that event. Now, I think that's a really good thing because honestly, their format would have just been fucked if they didn't give us a list, even though I don't know what's on the list yet, but I think this is generally a good thing. I just don't understand why we didn't get this like last week, like after UDS Monterey. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever, it usually never does. So let's go ahead and see what this list has in store. This is my first time seeing it. Hopefully it's your guys' first time seeing it too. Hopefully I don't die from coughing and like just snot coming out of like every orifice of my body, but let's go ahead and scroll right down. One interesting thing, I guess, is the next list will be no earlier than January 21st. That's kind of weird that it's only a 2-month format. We've been kind of having these like 2-month lists, so I don't know. That's just a bit perplexing to me because there's really like no other big tournaments besides like Milan, I think. So maybe, but it's just a bit odd. So moving on down the list. All right, well, nothing banned so far. So, I mean, oh god. Oh my god! Oh! They fucking banned him! They fucking banned Firewall Dragon! Holy fucking shit! Oh my god, okay. I don't think anyone was expecting this. So many people had so much disdain and resentment for Konami because Firewall Dragon basically had real life plot armor, and now they banned it. Thank fucking god. Now, I know this doesn't like entirely solve the problem, but this solves like 90% of the problem if we're being completely honest. So Konami, thank you. Thank you for finally listening and addressing the fucking issue. It's just like, this is, oh my god. Like, Milan might actually be a cool event now that Firewall's banned. It's yet to be determined, but this is a damn good start. So, oh my god. I don't think any of us were ever going to see this coming. So that is fucking incredible. All right, so that's good. That's a way to kick off a ban list. Moving on down, is there anything else that really needs to be banned? Like, if they ban Firewall, everything else can kind of be saved? Kind of. I mean, yeah. All right, so Firewall was it. That done. Like, thanks for watching the video, guys. Like, that's really, like, all that needed to happen. Armageddon Knight got spared. Dark Grepher got spared. I wish Soul Charge got banned. Like, Soul Charge definitely still deserves to go, but there's a few cards that, like, people are kind of on the fence about that maybe should get hit, but now that Firewall's banned, that kind of just eliminates a majority of the issues that would have died for Firewall's sins otherwise. Like, if Firewall wasn't on here, Armageddon Knight would have been on here. Like, there's so many other cards that didn't need to be on here that would have been, so thank you for just hitting the problem. Good fucking lord. All right. Moving on to limited cards. Now, the thing is, like, I don't really know where else this is going to take us, and, oh, okay, I spoke too soon about Armageddon Knight because now he is at 1 copy. Now, this kind of makes sense. Armageddon Knight's kind of become like the strongest normal summon in the game just because it dumps, you know, Malicious, and then just Malicious just turbos off. I'm kind of okay with this. The thing is, I feel like with Firewall being banned, Armageddon Knight definitely loses a lot of its power because, you know, it's not once per turn, so you're just able to special it and keep abusing its effect. but at the same time, it's very abusable even without Firewall, so I kind of understand it being hit. It didn't have to get banned, thankfully, so I think it being at 1 is fine. It kind of turns into like a tour guide type of normal summon where it's your power play, even though it's just like a ridiculous normal summon, but still, I'm kind of okay with that. You got Rhoda to search it, so, and will it matter? I don't really think so. I think it's just, you know, it's kind of like an okay hit. That's fine. All right, so moving on down. Let's see what else we got. Nothing else still. Still empty. Still empty. Is this the only this is... okay. So, they banned Firewall, and they limit Armageddon Knight. So, this to me just sounds like an emergency ban list, because they're only going after, like, the FDK decks. They're not balancing anything else from what it seems. I still have yet to see the Semi or the Unlimiteds, but, I mean... They didn't touch anything else, so clearly this is just a dig at the FDKs, and I think this is good for the sake of YCS Milan, especially because they're getting Summon Sorceress, and they're getting Neospace Connector in the Special Edition, which is also next week, a day before their event. That's real nice of them. So... yeah, I mean, I guess it's good, but at the same time, it's not really addressing anything else. I see right here, Destiny Hero Malicious is also at 2. Didn't take long for him to go back to the good old limited list in some way, and I guess that makes sense. Are people still going to play 2 Mali? I think it depends on the deck. I don't know. I mean, it's like... it's still good, but now that you lost one, it just becomes like a lot more inconsistent, and you can't just go from like a Link 2 to a Link 3 to a Link 4. You know, it's just not nearly as good at 2. It's still playable at 2. Like, they could have just completely axed the fucker and just put it at 1 and made it just completely worthless. But, you know, I guess at 2, like, people could experiment with it. It's kind of like, you know, putting something like Terror Top to 2 in the OCG. People are playing it, but it's like... it's not, like, the best, but it's still good, so, yeah, it's, like, that's fine. Like, I still hate the semi-limited list, but Mali's kind of, like, one of those cards where, like, because of the fact it, like, searches multiple copies of itself, like, semi-limiting it because of its power kind of makes sense. Like, I mean, we kind of saw this with stuff like Zodiac Rapier getting hit to 1. I mean, that card could go to 2, and again, probably wouldn't matter that much, especially because Dryden and Brawl Pool are banned, but it's just because of the way the card's designed, the semi-limited list kind of accommodates it, but yeah, it's fine at 2. And going on to the Unlimits, oh my god, Assault Core is unlimited, Cosmo Dark Destroyer is unlimited, and Called by the Grave is unlimited. Well, Assault Core paid its dues and now is off the Forbidden and Limited list, so now ABC is actually a playable deck again, and I think that's really cool because just ABC was such a nice deck. Like, it wasn't like tier 1, but it was a good, solid, competitive deck that you could take to a regional and actually do relatively well. I mean, Dragon Buster's still an incredibly broken card, so I think that's really good that Assault Core came off the list. I mean, with Firewall being banned, it didn't have to stay there anyway. Cosmo Dark Destroyer going to 3 is really spicy because is Cosmo going to do anything good? Probably not, but I mean, now that you can play 3 Dark Destroyer, that's a lot better than playing 2 Dark Destroyer, and a lot of people are already trying Cosmo at, like, rogue levels, at regionals and stuff, just because Dark Destroyer is a really, really strong card. So having it at 3 is kind of just going to bolster that mentality that maybe this is a nice anti-meta option, because Dark Destroyer is just insane, you know? It's one of those dynamics. And then Called by the Grave, I think, is a really good call. I think that this was something that was, again, inadvertently hit because of the FDK decks, and Called by the Grave was hit to slow down their ability to just go off and negate through multiple hand traps. So now that this is back at 3, I think this is good. I think at 2 is completely random. A lot of people were really pissed off by that, and yeah, so kind of going through the list in review, there wasn't really too many hits, but the hits that they did give were like really, really high impact and are actually going to make a really big deal at Milan. But let's go ahead and take a look at what the best decks are, you know, currently and how that moves forward. Well, all the FDK decks are kind of like in trouble. Now, are they unplayable? I don't think so, because the Nightmares still exist, and yeah, Firewall kind of tutored a lot of this stuff, but the Nightmares are just as generic to go into. I'm sure people are going to develop some sort of extra link deck for Milan, especially with us getting Neo Space Connector, being able to get Aqua Dolphin, and Gumblar is still legal in the game, so there's still going to be some hand looping, I'm sure. Someone's going to figure it out, especially with Goki, or any of these like Dark Warrior builds. Like, it's not going to be too difficult for someone to do. Firewall definitely made it just relatively easy to do, but I don't think that deck is done with as of yet. We'll just have to see. Sky Striker got completely untouched, so that's pretty good. What else? Trickstar got untouched. Thunder Dragons went untouched. Like Gold Sark didn't get hit. Colossus didn't get hit. So that's kind of interesting. You know, a lot of people were saying that this format was actually kind of okay if you took like the FTK / hand loop element out of it. And they kind of did that. I guess we don't know until Milan plays out, but now we have like 5 or 6 decks kind of vying for that top tier 1 status. And it's going to be kind of interesting to see how Milan plays out and kind of dictates the rest of our format moving into this winter season. So overall, I think the list was definitely needed. It could have probably done more, but I think for the time being, especially because they say we're going to get one probably like the end of January / early February, I think this did enough for the time being that we can kind of see how the format plays out with Firewall out of the format, with Armageddon Knight at 1, with Mali at 2, and just see where things take us. But guys, those are just my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this ban list. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like the video as always. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. And if you found this video informative, consider supporting me on Patreon or becoming a YouTube channel member. Because just by showing your support in any way that you can, you're investing in my ability to continue bringing you amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. So thanks so much again, and we'll see you next time.